love to see in this match landers produced to ship out units. Black boats in the beginning because you can't afford them, and you need your units, but really landers, especially get out of here. Just get those bad boys out of here into the fight. That to me is the one thing, saving grace, that might make this map interesting for me to watch. I've not seen how this turns out, by the way, so you're coming along for the ride. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna start by kind of dividing the map a bit. I'm gonna go make a dot here. Right now I'm just kind of mapping out the lines of vision. And then I really expect it to do kind of like this. Well, I'm just gonna keep that line. I messed up the line, but I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, it's gonna look something similar to this, akin to this, where dark purple has this area that they can see, blue is this area, and this little strip of unknown things. What I'm gonna say is the purple lines are gonna be I would consider you overextended. If blue passes this line, he's overextended. If purple passed this line, they overextended. Pretty much, because you can almost guarantee that they have vision, and you possibly quite don't. You definitely need some recons, especially with an area this big. So along here, I'm expecting. Well, these are somewhat contestable. If you look over here, this comm tower is probably going to be gotten by blue, but it's still within realm of purple getting it. Same with this one. Purple's going to get this one. It's within the realm that blue gets this one. These, I would say, aren't super contestable, these labs. So only if it starts to get close in the late game are you going to see those captured. Or not. I've seen some people capture those just cuz. And on a map like this, I'm going to say, so from like the comm tower to the center is about, what is it, about 6 movement? Yeah, it's about 2 turns to get there. So my thought is that you're going to see, let me draw this for you. You're going to see like a combat area here, a front here. These aren't very precise, but basically you're going to see like 4 possible fronts, and they're going to be, and if an opponent does it, let's say blue front switches to this one, or he's in this one, and he can go either to this cube or this cube, circle. Cubes or circles, and you're gonna see front switching kind of along this line if you see it. I'm not sure about these guys. Most times I end up seeing in matches where you have like this like kind of squarish line and reasonably contestable lines, you're pretty much going to see a nice flat dispersion of your units, and then they're going to fall into one of these 4 categories. Yeah. Cool. I can't think of anything else on this map, so I'm gonna get into it and see how she goes. Oh, one thing I just noticed is that this whole pretty much section, this whole center bit, not a forest in sight, no woods. So that's going to be all needed to be, that's going to be easier to maintain vision in. There's going to be, I expect to see like no artillery in this game whatsoever. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Or not. I've had some games I just knew were going to be really, really good, and then some dude resigns by like turn 9, and it's like, oh. Alright, so basic start. Yep, nothing out of the ordinary. It's going for the base. Going for the first building city in his zone. Goes for the port soon. I would do that too. Penguin goes for that as well. They both know the game. They both know what the game plan is. Starts with a recon opening. Well, you're gonna need recon in this one. So far, it's a very basic match. Maybe I chose a very boring match to watch. So he's doing that just for vision, because he doesn't have anything yet. And hold on, if he made, I wonder if he didn't go for the, actually we can actually figure that out. My thought process is, if he went tank, would it have mattered? If blue went tank, could he have gotten a hit off on that? Because 9 times out of 10, if you can successfully predict where their recon is going and you went tank, it's pretty much a free hit. And then he's not moving his recon where he wants, he's moving it around your tank. No, we're just gonna move on from there. Starting on the cap. So, a map this big, I agree with this, because you really have no idea. It's so open, you don't know where your guy's gonna be. Normally you want to avoid this until the last moment, but at least maps like this, I'd be scared that he's going to try to push early. Ooh, battlecopter. Copters do feel like they'd be good on this map. So there might be... Helicopters are good for mostly for the development, because they can develop quickly. And then just go and they're already closer. Interesting. Do you necessarily want a ton of anti-air, because that's going to require a lander? So here's one of my thoughts, right? Let's look over here. Hasn't produced any unit on the port. No unit on the port. Both of them went in to capture the port instead of going to capture this one. So my thought process is, and this is what I normally do, is I always go for the one that's closer to the center of the point of control, and then let a later guy go and pick this up, because I don't intend to use it right away. Like, yes, it's income, but at the same time, by the time this is captured, this guy's already over here ready to approach his next target. So my thoughts now, Battlecopter doesn't seem bad, but I also might be tempted to go Transport Copter, just so I can ferry more of these units out, because even these units who end up crossing the water, they end up taking a while to get out too. But right now on the map, I think I'd rather have vehicles being delivered. Would SKOP risk all this income to buy a lander next turn? You might lose early on, but the sheer amount of development your units will get over time, that will add up. Here's my thought with pandemyx. He went and attacked this guy. Sure, you delayed the cap. Now my thought process is that you have a tank in the area ready to cover this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You only have one tank. So you would take this guy off. Oh, but he's gonna double hit you. That's what it is. He plans to double hit this. This is bait. This is bait. He knows you're gonna bring a tank here, and he's betting on you not having another tank. So even if you do have another tank, as long as it can't reach its support, it's gonna go boom with the Battlecopter, boom with this tank. That's a good bait. That is a good bait. I only know that because I can tell his tank can't get there in time. But now that I'm seeing this, I'm like, screw the Transport Copter, Battlecopter. It's too good early in the game. So here he has another recon. Probably for vision over here. But he's got to understand this one's probably dead. But he's willing to do that for a trade of a stronger unit that can be more of a pest. Good. Here's the thought. Because he doesn't have vision on the tank. He just left this open, so now his tank gets a free hit on that recon. It's gonna come back to bite him in the butt. I think it would have been more useful if he had a third unit to put on this city. Because let's say hypothetically, even if he he stops here. He takes a whack on this guy, right? Now he's at 4. He obviously not going to be able to capture the city in 2 additional turns. He's going to need 3. So what's he to do? What he could do, but you have vision. You know he doesn't have a unit to join cap. What he should do is remove this off, hit you with that. Then he has to stop even if he did decide, oh, I'm going to keep capping. If he chooses to keep capping, then he doesn't get a hit on this. You're forcing him to make a choice. Versus here, regardless, he's going to get a hit off on that. That's my issue with that. I mean, I guess you do finish off his unit. I don't know. So far, I'm thinking that pandemyx. Sorry if I'm butchering everyone's name. It's not intentional. It just have to be fair. So SKOP. Same SKOP. Kind of like Scott, but SKOP. This is messing with me so badly, man. I forget he's on shoal, so he can one-shot that. I'm so used to like having them on like plains or something, or in a forest. And then is that even a roll? That's not a bad move for because you need the vision, and having it kind of helps him stop taking the comm tower, which SKOP got his first, which bravo, that helps a little bit, but what's more important is your positioning. Positioning is like number 1. You can have the same unit count, you can have the same army value. If your positioning is trash, you are going to get wrecked. So he also makes a helicopter. He makes one a turn later. There he goes. He gets vision. Boom. Hits it. Boom. He gets vision. Boom on the recon. Starts capturing that. He is doing well. He's opening strong, pandemyx. Decent opener. He's going to make this his strong side, which I don't doubt. This side's just going to keep him on his toes. I mean, I really want to see a lander. I know it's expensive, but like, it does have a good payoff. I can totally see it just going woo. Make that sound like woo. Yeah, that's the sound the lander makes. So one thing I find humorous is not a single one of them has put a unit on those mountains like my initial thought is. So there's a lot that's just well, let's see. He kind of has decent vision of it now. I still think he should. Especially when you start losing units. He makes one solid push, boom. Now you don't have vision. Versus him having to dig into your area to get vision. There we go. Now I get some good vision. Putting the tank on there because he doesn't know what's in there. Good. Don't keep pushing. You don't have reinforcements. So the reasoning, I believe, because he could have totally just gone on the planes and hit it, is that there's a chip damage on here, which you probably wouldn't have gotten if you got, it would have been less if you were here. But what I think is more important is that he doesn't want a tank to hit him on this city, because that's a 2-star difference versus pretty much, well, I mean, there's nothing saying he can't take his guy off here, but then he has to make sure he has something else that can see this unit. So I think that's in light of things, that's the better move. But as well as if he attacks here, you get some damage on him versus if you actually chose like a city or this. Yeah. Decisions. Was he trying to get 1 damage, or was that a roll? Oh, he's trying to pop that off. Wait, why do you go with that one then? What? Why not target this to ensure it? Why did that guy have to die? More copters. He really wants his comm tower. He's going to get it. And he pulls back. You pull back, yes, but then you kind of leave these two guys without a paddle. Unless you're intentionally trying to get them to hit them, because you can get 2 shot. You can get shot off at him and him, but that's about it. What I would do is I would try to hit them with the infantry and keep my units just out of range. This is all in hindsight. But keep them out of range. That way when he picks off the units that I did damage, which I damaged his with, then I can hit his units. But just taking pot shots at infantry, especially in this instant, I don't think it's a good idea. Any other note? Nope. I'm done noting on this turn. His first anti-air. Good. So I guess he knows. Well, it is a possibility. Sometimes if I get smacked hard here, I would have front switched to the other side. So maybe he's thinking that's what this guy's doing. The point that I have that he's not seen a copter yet, I'm willing to bet is what makes him a little suspicious of SKOP. Ooh, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. He might be able to get your tank. So this is either he made a mistake by doing that, or he wants to bait with the tank with his the stronger vehicle. But he has the secret of 2 of these guys. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In hindsight, I know he doesn't have any unit, so I think Purple's going to just shove into him with a bunch of units, take him out, lay back, rinse and repeat. While he's going to try light pushes over here. So my current thought, in fact, if you can visualize it, he's going to go in 1 turn and then go back the other turn. And meanwhile, while he's going in, He's going to lay back like he kind of is now. And then when these guys are going back, he's going to push in here. And he's going to try to seesaw very easily and kind of gently, like on this map, until he can continuously take good engagements, whittling down his opponent's value and his unit count. And slowly through that push, he'll be able to do some more caps, get some more things. Because once you get to a certain spot in his vision, in his line of vision, in his reinforcement line, it's going to get harder and harder to push. So there's more of a delay between, like more of a, how do I describe it? You're not pushing at the same rate. It's getting incrementally slower. I should definitely choose a lighter color for my pen. But I decided, ooh, purple looks good. It contrasts on the green. That was a horrible choice. Moving on. Alright, so he's just delaying the cap on that. It's throwing a lot of units down. Which, he can't see the units. Oh, that's interesting. He's either setting up, but like you see how what's kind of happening is that there's a group, massive units here, and it looks like these guys are ready to go here, or they're ready to go into this battle here, like two fronts side by side. Nothing really happening here. There's an inclination of a fight happening here, then nothing here. So far so good. I want that lander though, man. Show me the lander. Give it to me, man. Another copter. Now he knows the guy has copters, but he hasn't built an anti-air yet. And hopefully he knows how to use copters well, because if you are trying to take down copters with your copters, you pretty much need to be defensive and try to bait them into attacking, and then you can hit them with yours. There we go. So keeps capping joint caps because he really wants that. I don't blame him. Personally, I'm split between two ways, because you joint cap to ensure you get the comm tower. Well, let's say in cities in general, depending on what my scenario is, maybe I really want the city because it's going to be hard for him to get back. If it's not really a worth it situation, I'd rather just do damage on his other infantry. That's kind of where I stand on that. So purple takes it. And then what would have to happen is boom, boom. This guy can't really do anything. You could hit this guy, but again, he's on a city. Unless one of these hits the tank, hits the tank, and then you put an infantry on it. And it's probably gonna have to be this infantry, because this guy has to move to take that hit. Which, I would say move this guy, take out this. Battlecopter 1, hit him. Wait, yeah, that's engaging range. This is going to be over here for reinforcement. This guy comes up to hit this guy. This guy hit. No, hit. This guy hits this guy, right? Maybe you can finish him off with this. I don't know. Probably not. But it's an idea. No, you're not going to be able to do that at all, because you need this copter to hit him from here, hit from here. Yeah, you're not getting it. Let's see what you can do. Let's see what you come up with. Yep, let's finish the guy off. Yeah, it works. You really want to put something on top of that. Especially because you're... like, move this up, this recon up or something, because you don't have good vision, and that's part of the issue. Because this guy, as much as he's useful going back, he's not really useful back here. He's good for vision, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4. Your main vision is from your infantry right now, so this guy's doing jack. Maybe throw him in this one or something. He'd give you something. And the tank's just waiting to defend here. Maybe move him here. That was actually kind of funny right there. I was like, yeah, who's gonna win that? Nope. So that was a wasted unit, to be honest. Sometimes you just get bad rolls. And with the infantry. Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. But he didn't care. He wanted to make sure these guys got out, and that is... the fact that there's no infantry here now is actually better. Although he's... oh... there's not going to be... oh, he could put the tank on here. Yeah, take a shot at the tank from the tank. Hit the air. Because he doesn't know there's an air in here. So he could take that shot. See, that's the reason why you want something on top of that. And he's willing to risk it just for the vision. Can you hit him? 1, 2, 3. You can hit it. He decides to hit it. It's not going to be a great trade. It's an equal trade. I don't love it, but I don't have anything better. This kind of this working out, taking that hit, relies on the fact that his opponent does not have good reinforcements there. And quite possibly, if this guy goes north, which I would do at this point, I mean, you could put him on the move. It's always tough decisions, especially when you have a unit that can do both and both situations arise. My money right now is on pandemyx right now, just because I think his positioning is a little bit better. Actually, hold the phone on that. I made the lie. I don't know. It could go either way. It's too soon. It's too soon to be able to judge. Oh, that's a great trade, man. Great trade. Taking pot shots at a copter. No damage. So pandemyx is kind of sprinkled along, whereas there's really only SKOP only has really two fronts. This front and this front that he's fighting. I would say it's more advantageous to be on two fronts that are adjacent. That way it's super easy to just front swift. What is wrong with me? Front switch very seamlessly and just go in the next one, start aiding, maybe push back. So these two really can work well together. This one is kind of, I don't think he's going to go in here. I think he's mostly either going to go into this one or go into this one. He hasn't decided yet, so he's hanging back. More copters. Can't go wrong with more copters. I want to see that lander. I feel like it was very intentional, but if no one ends up using it, it's almost... What if you just kind of like dropped the lander there? That's something I want to see, man. Kind of sucks that SKOP is choosing to reinforce the two corner areas, which are distance-wise just pretty far from you. I mean, it's the same theoretical distance, but especially with your copters would love to fight in these squares. Out here, it takes more time to get them. Your value is pretty good, and you actually have the unit count. Ooh, that sucks. But it happens, not being able to trade on that copter. So this turn he's mostly just picking off just units retreating because he knows there's going to be a push. He knows there's a push waiting for him. Does he believe he's going to get that? It's going to be hard for him because, let's see, 2, 3. I mean, if it's over here, you can hit the guy with the tank, but your tank isn't really great reinforcement right now. I probably wouldn't take that. He surrounds the guy. He really wants that. And he could totally stop it if he so chose. But then he knows what's out there. I mean, a bit of a risky play. What's he going to do with this 1 HP copter? Because if he throws it on the base, then he can't make another copter that turn. And I would want to make a copter every turn, because I'm a stingy SOB who wants unit count. Remember when I said those mountains were going to be important? And I was just wrong. Yeah. So it kind of looks like pandemyx is he's fallen back over here. He's going to make his push over here. Because he almost has like no units over here. So the only issue I have is that this fight is more closer to the comm tower than this side's fight is close to the comm tower. But at least this one's more like in the center in this front, and it could feasibly front switch here. And these units over here can possibly go here. So I'm thinking maybe SKOP wins this. I don't know. You know what would have won? Lander. Lander totally would win. Just win it. So this is one of those things, those maps where it's so easy to, by hitting the unit you want, you leave yourself open, like right here. If he has anything that he wants to hit this with, piece of cake. Though I guess he's hoping that push is more of too distracting, having to deal with all these other units. Remember when I said this was Blue's strong side? The hell do I know? Oh. I think Blue's gonna move his units more center. Oh, yes, he is. He senses what is going on. He's going up. I don't think Blue's made a single anti-air. Neither of them are really in a great position to make a big push, so I think that's why they're holding on to their powers. Because normally you'd want to, like, the conventional thing is wait until after your opponent pops theirs, and then if you're able to make a really good push with that extra 10%, should you do it. Because then if you can take a huge hit out of his forces, then he doesn't have much to hit you back with. Ooh, he's gonna get that comm tower. The only thing he has is he doesn't even have vision of the comm tower. He can't do jack shit. He's losing it. That is not good. Like, there's a huge force here. He doesn't have enough forces in my mind to deal with this. Oh shit. Still losing the comm tower, but now this side's weak. And medium tank. Wait, did he skip? I think he base skipped for it. He must really need that medium tank. I'm not a big fan of them because you don't have vision. And this map is a couple of these movements are coming down to vision, and if you don't have it, well, you screwed. My thought is I really want this to go up here, take a shot at the actually no, take it here, shot at the anti-air, just to, because if this is the only one he has, it makes us vulnerable. Otherwise, he knows he's going to get a free shot at one of these, and it's going to be a good trade in the end. That's the ideal way to do it. So falling back, but if he does nothing, he's still in range to defend it. Ooh. This is actually... I like it. I've done this exact same thing. I see there's a lot of copters. I make a fighter. Especially when I've not seen a single anti-air here. There's one here at previous turn. But until then, he's been fighting off battlecopters with battlecopters. The pro of taking a battlecopter versus an anti-air is just that it's a little more versatile, where anti-air is really only good for copters. I mean, they can threaten infantry, but 9 times out of 10 when you use them to hit infantry, you leave them wide open to get hit by something else. So they're not as efficient, but there's more versatility with them. But pretty much, if he hasn't been building them, this fighter is going to force him, once he sees it, to actually build anti-air and actually move it all the way over there. And that's the biggest issue with this map so far, is that you don't have anti-air and it's hard to ship out. If anything, this might force him to also respond by building a fighter. We're going to see how that works out. In some cases, in some maps, fighter will pay for itself. What did I do? Fighter will pay for itself in no time. So I don't think I missed much. He's definitely preparing to deal with this, but also based off movement. The fight's gonna happen right around here, which is a slight advantage for purple, even though, yeah, it's a slight advantage for purple because he's in that zone. And then if his copters go in the zone, he's getting his ass kicked. Down here, it's either going to be here or here, which blue advantage, neutral. I say neutral based off the area, but he really doesn't have any freaking units down here. This, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this guy's not going to be able to do anything. This guy might get a hit here. You try to hit this. But if you hit the... you already got a guy way over here. There's no free exchange here. This is going to be messy for blue. It's going to be messy for purple. Here, depending on who does what, it might be messy for one, it might be messy for the other. Oh. Yeah. So he's going to hit it with the tank from there. You're going to hit it with a 7 HP tank? You're just letting him get your battlecopter. Okay. There's clearly something I'm not seeing. My whole issue was his threatening with the battlecopters. I didn't really care about the tank. What is he doing? He's spreading himself so thin. Like, sure, you're reaching into here, but now you see this. You get a hit. You He doesn't see this. You're getting a hit from there. You wasted your units. You need to have more reserve, man. I have the same freaking issue, but you gotta have that reserve. Especially if there's like a recon right next to a mountain. It's not going to be super valuable, especially if he has any infantry around. Out here, recon more valuable. Up here, not so much. Let's see this decimation. Hit the tank. Hit the tank. Hit this guy. I want to see if he takes this guy and hits this guy. Because you're taking the assumption he doesn't have a response for this, even though he can see it. I would take it just because I wanna. I love seeing those numbers go down. I like it. These aren't necessarily a threat to that, so he just moves on down. Ooh. He's starting to take the comm tower back. He looks like he will actually get the comm tower back. The damage is done. They're going to hold on to their powers the entire time. He's making a push, but like, unless you, the only way to have stopped it. No, you couldn't. I was thinking if you could pop his power, but he's just gonna pop his in response. Per my thoughts, just on the power dynamic of these two. It would be a little bit better if Hawk had a power kind of like Andy, where yeah, he heals, but he also gets some other perk or benefit to actually entice them to use it. Because when it's a mirror match, oof. But in Mirror Andy, you see them take that extra movement and that extra damage. It's worth it. Fighter of his own, yep. And because of that, he can only do infantry, which is you're about to make your. He needs at least one more hit to make it viable, in my opinion. He's not making battlecopters, using so his fighter can't hit anything other than a battlecopter. And it becomes a game of chicken with the fighters. And he resigns. Yeah, he was going to get it back. The issue... He was going to get the comm tower back. The issue was that he's pushing this. So I learned that my thoughts on Vision are meaningless as shit. Yeah, he just has like... He just had too much down. And the issue necessarily isn't the value, it's just that where the value is. If the value is all over here, it's not useful. That's why I want to see a lander. Like, make a lander, put things on, shove it out. Because of that extra movement, you don't have to worry about all this shit. Just keep shoving it out, shoving it out, shoving it out. I think it's one of those, yes, you're going to be down in the game when you make it versus not making a tank or not making this or that, but being able to shove it out, very useful. Well, I hope you learned something. I did. Thanks for watching.